Why, hello everyone! Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV on PlayFrame. Dermot is all rested up from his room and feeling ready for more. Sometimes it's nice having your friends tell you to just go get a rest for a little bit. I've got a new look for our little fellow as well, by the way. Figured it was a good time to keep switching it up. Why not? This is actually not a set put together by anyone in particular. This is just one of the leveling sets that you can slowly accrue as you are playing through this expansion. For the tank anyway, different roles will have different looks, but you know. The gold and blue is nice. Anyway, now that we've gotten our rest, we've a quest. The manager of suites is in a cheerful mood, as am I. Good evening to you, sir. I do hope you're well rested. The Exarch and your companions are presently gathered in the ocular. He asks that you convene with them at your earliest convenience. Why, my earliest convenience would be now. Let's scoot on over. I still think an escalator wouldn't go amiss. Do you have business with the Crystal Exarch? Just say the word. I'd be happy to escort you to the ocular. Yes, please. Hey, gang. What'd I miss?
Ah, there you are. You're just in time to welcome our guest.
Ah, I see.
Please, did I not explicitly tell you that we would be meeting again soon?
Well, yeah, but...
Lest you forget, I made you a promise. I have no intention of meddling with your mission. I come only to observe. Your Exarch friend in particular has piqued my curiosity. Summoning you all like that. Most impressive.
You honestly expect us to believe you've come only to observe? Or that you might deign to lift a finger to aid our cause if called upon? Even if there were a sliver of truth in your words, I would never accept your help. Not in my darkest hour. Not after all the suffering your kind has wrought.
So petty. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. Wage your war against the Sin Eaters, put each and every Light Warden to the sword, prove yourselves heroes, brave and true, and I will be glad to embrace you as allies. Allies worthy of bearing the burden of truth. Surely such a partnership would be preferable to yet another round of fisticuffs. And thus did the olive branch wither and die. Pity. Well, let no man say I did not try, futile as it was. Though I suspect you will seek me out when you grow tired of making the same mistakes. Difficult decisions lie ahead of you. Decisions best made with the benefit of knowledge to which only the eternal are privy. For now, I shall resume my shadowy vigil. Whatever you choose to do, make sure it's worth watching, would you?
I mean, I've been trying. Rude.
What was that all about?
A vain attempt to make us doubt our chosen course, most like. As if we'd believe a word that passed his lips. Unless you think there is some truth in what he says.
A kernel, perhaps? Not one jot. I don't know, but if he crosses us, I'll make him wish he hadn't. Don't really feel like we know enough to make any broad declarations on this front. We don't know a whole lot about what the Ascians want or why at the end of the day, but this remains true.
I'm sure you will. But consider for a moment. If he meant simply to lead us astray, he could have done so without revealing himself. At least, not in the manner he did. It goes without saying that an alliance with the Ascians is out of the question. But since we have no way of knowing where they might be hiding, it seems only logical to press on with our mission, even if our enemy seems content for it to succeed.
Then let us discuss the Sin Eaters. I would begin by thanking you all for your efforts thus far. In striking down the Light Wardens of Lakeland and Ilmeg, you have accomplished more in your short time here than all of our forces managed in the last century.
That may be, but the Wardens of Calusia, Armareng, and Rak'tika remain.
Indeed, and their precise whereabouts are as yet unknown. Which is why I propose we divide our forces and conduct a systematic survey of each region. Once we have found our quarry, we may then determine how best to proceed.
I'll take Armareng in that case. I know the lie of the land well enough.
If there are no objections, I will make for Calusia. I have connections there both in and around Yulmore that may prove useful.
Then I would ask that you journey to Rak'tika. There you will find Y'shtola. With her assistance, I doubt the Warden will evade your grasp for long.
Ooh, yes.
Is Y'shtola the conjurer you and Urianger used to talk about?
That's right. Though we haven't spoken much since she left for the forest.
I fear I may be to blame for that. I had every intention of relaying the news of your arrival, but she is disinclined to speak with me. You have visited her, have you not? Might I trouble you to...
'Twould be no trouble.
My thanks. While you are all out in the field, I shall be here attending to business. I had somewhat fancifully contemplated joining the search myself, but other matters demand my attention.
What's that?
A missive from Lord Vorthry. He invites me to join him in Yulmore to discuss the recent conflict at Lida Luran.
And? Did he even bother to offer any bait? It's obviously a trap.
I should be surprised if it were not. Nevertheless, I must seize this opportunity to speak with him, even if only a few words are exchanged. Though my power will be much diminished so far from the tower, it is a risk I am willing to take. Master Alphino, might I impose upon you to accompany me to Yulmore prior to beginning your reconnaissance?
Of course.
Then let us make ready. Safe travels to you all.
I'll let you stay safe out there. I can't be everywhere at once, keeping you all out of trouble. I confess, a great deal of my time in Calusia was spent befriending the people, but that is not to say I gave no thought to our primary goal. Once I've escorted the Exarch to Yulmore, you can be certain I'll do all I can to discern the whereabouts of any warden that may be hiding in Calusia. I didn't doubt it. There are so many ruins scattered throughout Armareng. I'm honestly not even sure where to start. I should be glad to apprise thee of Y'shtola's recent endeavors during our journey to Rak'tika. That'd be great. At last I can finally meet Y'shtola. Thancred's told me so much about her. She's great. I am missing her myself. Minfilia and I are no strangers to Rak'tika, but this is perhaps the first time we've bothered entering through the proverbial front door. I don't know what that means. You'll have to expound on this later, please. Before you leave, I would make a request of you. There's a church, or rather the ruins of a church, at Fort Job. Might I ask that you go there before seeking out Y'shtola? It was a place where people once gathered to worship the light. Alas, it has long since fallen into disuse. Yet within that hall there remains a tablet whose writings I believe may prove of use to Y'shtola. At the very least, such a relic would make a suitable gift for your reunion. A most considerate proposal. Very well. Ere we depart to Rak'tika, we shall journey unto Fort Job that we might secure this relic. Works for me. Stay safe. Safe travels, Dermot. I pray that tablet and its contents prove of interest to Y'shtola. I'm sure, well, they might. I don't know. She's a lot smarter than me. What is or is not of interest to her is beyond my fathoming, but fingers crossed. All right, we have our heading. Back to Lakeland. And we're off. Still nice and serene. So, Fort Job is sort of along the way. And I think I've already stopped by there previously between episodes, but yeah, rather than kind of heading out in a crossover toward the whatever initiative, the Ostal, right? The Ostal Imperative, that's what it's called. We're just taking a hard right over here, and I think the woods will be a little further on. Again, not that geography matters that much for our purposes, but, you know. Excuse me, trees. So pleasant out here. Nice and peaceful. Ah, there y'all are. Thancred and I have come across these ruined churches before. I wish I could have seen them before the flood. The windows were works of art, I'm told. That makes sense. A church to light would definitely have some pretty rad-looking windows to make that light look good, I bet. I do not doubt this place may weather another assault by the Sin Eaters, but they cannot hope to hold it should the Ulmoran soldiers return. Even with their limited numbers, the Guard can use the terrain to their advantage. Perhaps I can convince the captain to lay a few traps out in the field. It's not a terrible idea. Here amidst these ruins, we'll find the Church of the First Light, and within that hallowed hall, the tablet we seek. Time is of the essence, my friend. Let us be quick. I'm on it. Where do I go? Urianger appears lost in thought. At the height of Lakeland's prosperity, these sites served not as man's final bastion, but as testament to his ingenuity and architectural prowess. The Church of the First Light was responsible for many such marvels, building majestic chapels in every corner of the realm. Alas, the flood, with its inexorable tides, would drown nigh every one, and did all but put an end to the religion as a whole. For the creatures which then did rise from that fulgent deluge were seen as agents of divine punishment, sent to devour sin and sinner both, whence came the name of Sin Eater. Oh, I was wondering about that. The people were lost, seemingly forsaken by their god. Yet, where there is light, there hath ever been shade, and 'twas in the dark they sought solace. The most devout of these worshippers of shadow did then migrate to the Rak'tika Greatwood, but that is a tale for another time. For now, let us find what remaineth of the chapel here. Okie dokie. Somewhere off this way, then. Not a ton still standing. Despite their architectural prowess, I can make neither head nor tail of anything in this place. You'd think the remnants of a church would be more conspicuous. I would think that. I would ask this historian, but they seem busy and high-strung, so I won't. I've seen no sign of the church, but it must be around here somewhere. This could, maybe. Sort of. Big, important entryway looking thing. I don't know, it's kind of fortressy looking too. A little big. Any hints? 'Twould be most unusual, but mayhap the hall was built below ground. Seems like that would be weird for a light church, but what do I know? I'm not a member. Guess we found it. Less impressive windows than one might expect. Aye, this is indeed the church we seek. It's surprisingly intact. What little is left of the churches I've seen until now has always borne the scars of decades of disuse. Its subterranean construction hath done much to protect the hall from the ravages of time, yet the reason for its remarkable preservation may be deduced from its decoration. As faith in the light did wane, so rose reverence for the dark, and its followers did want for places of worship. To be plain, the standards which do adorn these walls belong not to those who built them, but to worshippers of the dark, the Knights Blessed, who subsequently migrated to Rak'tika, yes? Indeed, 'twas beneath the shaded boughs of the Rak'tika Greatwood that they finally found sanctuary. Oft and many times did Yulmore make spurious overtures of friendship unto them, but they're no fools. The Exarch knoweth full well that Y'shtola, in her seclusion, doth labor to learn all she may of the Blessed and their past. 'Tis why he sent us here, I now see. The tablet of which he spoke no doubt provideth a glimpse into the history that she so yearneth to comprehend. Well then, we better hurry up and find it. I'll get looking. Any luck? I can barely see my hand in front of my face. If only that torch were a little closer. Were the tablet a fragment of Holy Scripture, 'twould most assuredly rest here on this altar. Yet this would, I presume, also have been where the Blessed placed the font of seeing used in the practice of their faith. Whither then would they have set the tablet? You got me, man. Can anyone tell me what this infernal tablet even looks like? That would have been useful information as well, Urianger. The history was great. It's just practical details would also be nice. Search your surroundings for the tablet. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Oh, well, good. Scanning. That's a Minfilia, not a tablet. Scanning. Wait, there's a little shelf down here. That? I suspect that's it. Now I'm just wondering what happens. Oh, just dialogue. It's kind of neat. Don't feel like that was a feature in past scan the environment little puzzles. Click on people and just get their dialogue. Anyway, I found it. You've located the time-worn tablet. Hey guys! Within the altar, thou sayest. I do sayest that. Oh, here we go. I certainly hope this is what we're looking for. Me too, or I'll feel very silly getting us all looking at it. How are you able to see it in the dark? And inside the altar of all places? Telescope vision, which now that I think about it, I don't know how I have. That's a thing to ask Y'shtola later, maybe. Naught escapeth thine eye, 'twould seem. This is indeed the tablet we seek. Curious. These engravings predate the Knights Blessed. If I'm not mistaken, they are writ in the script of the ancient empire of Ronka, whose capital once stood in the midst of what is now Rak'tika. 'Twill be no small matter to decipher them. A fine gift for our seeker of truth. 'Tis plain the Exarch understandeth Y'shtola only too well. But come, let us quit this place and make ready for our journey into the woods. Sounds nice. Woods could be fun. Should we not be going? We've a gift to deliver. Right you are. Urianger is ready to leave, but not before first offering a piece of advice. Ere we depart, there's a custom of the Knights Blessed which I feel compelled to elucidate. As one might expect, they deem light to be abhorrent, and everything it touches befouled. Thus do they take the utmost pains to protect all they can from its taint, including their very names. To speak plain, it is the belief of the Blessed that one's own name must ne'er be uttered in the light of the everlasting day. Yet this commandment precludeth not the use of another's. Thus do parents protect their children and, in rare cases, masters their disciples. So it is that Y'shtola hath taken the name of Master Matoya. Lest we offend them, I bid you speak not her true name in the Blessed's presence. With that in mind, let us speak with the guard who keepeth vigil at the Great Wood's border. Neat. Thanks for the heads up. I'd have botched that pretty fast. Good to know. Well then, northward we go. And then pretty sharply eastward. Toward the woods. And our next new Shadowbringers zone. Thanks for waiting up, gang. Appreciate it. It'll be good to see Y'shtola again. I agree wholeheartedly. I know I have no reason to, but I can't help feeling nervous about meeting Y'shtola. She can be intimidating, but she's very nice. I pray thee heed mine explanation of the Blessed's customs. 'Twould be ill-advised to provoke their ire. Noted. I'll remember. Can I go? Well met, traveler. What business brings you here? I need to go to the woods. Yes, of course. Right this way.
No matter how far he goes, man cannot resist looking back on the path he has walked. The untold stories and secrets of the past can be more alluring than the promise of tomorrow. And so he braves the forests of Rak'tika in search of mystery and wonder. Of Ronka, to which all seekers of hidden truths are inevitably drawn.
Welcome to the Rak'tika Greatwood.
We have arrived. Vast though these woods may be, they are, by and large, uninhabitable. Not so the swamps of Sitia, however, whose sparse foliage permitted man a foothold.
Are you still lurking?
No lands must remain beyond our grasp. Go forth, conquer, rule!
Forgive me. A sudden pang of nostalgia for those halcyon days. Exploring virgin territories, subjugating primitive peoples, all for the glory of Garlemald.
If you've brought your ivory standard, I'll be happy to tell you where to stick it.
Can we not simply take a moment to enjoy the view together? Or would you rather I spied on you from the shadows? Much more of this, and I may very well begin to regret my show of good faith.
If you really want to stay, then help us fight.
No, I think not. I am an observer, nothing more. Even shielded by the shadows of these boughs, I feel the light's presence most keenly. To accompany you is taxing enough. To fight is out of the question.
I will suffer your company if I must, but not your commentary.
Fine then, I guess tag along. If you're going to. Thancred's told me of the Ascians and what they've done. If he isn't willing to help, is it wise to let him stay with us? Probably not. Not really sure how to make him stop. If he never opened his mouth again, it would be too soon. What is it now? Do you expect me to regale you with friendly banter? Yes, that is required. If you're... Be invisible or don't lurk if you don't want me to click on you. Oh, very well, excuse me, you're in my shot. And biting my style, also. Oh, very well, I will humor you this once. You may consider it my latest act of good faith. Come on then, what do you wish to know? Ooh, things. Why choose this form here in the first? Well, well, what a curious question. Mortal flesh is but the vessel into which we Ascians pour the elixir of our souls, molding it as fits the occasion. Or not, if we so choose. Be it for a year or a millennium, I prefer to retain the same form until my duty is done. So, after arriving here in the first, I fashioned some hapless body into the man you see before you. Though, as your friend over there can attest, there are those of us who forego such alterations. He was ever the rash one, La Habrea, jumping from vessel to vessel, never heeding the toll it took on him. Thank you for the insight. Do you have more? Worth a shot. If you've nothing to ask of me, why are you still here? Don't you have wardens to vanquish? A realm to save? I can do both. I've done both for like 200 episodes now. Get off my case. 'Tis plain our Ascian counterpart meaneth to follow wheresoever we lead. Were it otherwise, he would not suffer the overabundance of light in these woods. Verily, it pervadeth every corner. And so long as the Light Warden remaineth, the Sin-Eaters shall be free to prey upon these lands without surcease. If naught is done, 'tis but a matter of time before the Blessed succumb. 2 years past, a swarm of Sin-Eaters did lay waste unto their largest settlement, killing a great many of their priests in so doing. Though some few did survive, they knew not how to go on. Wayward souls in want of a guiding hand. For a mercy, Y'shtola hath provided that which they sorely needed. They have since endeavored to restore their home, and thither shall we bend our steps, to Fort Gon. Fort Gon it is. Well, let's take in the sights of the Rak'tika Woods. Trees and light, mostly. I guess, to spoil it. Nice having some occasional shade from the intense, just blasted out yellow sky. It's something. I don't know what you are, but I'm gonna stay clear. Oop. Keep the boots dry. Oops. So much for that. Path needs a bit of maintenance work, but I guess they have bigger concerns. Hey gang, watch your step on the footpaths. Well, where's this friend of yours we've come to meet? I don't know, we're looking. Urianger said that they were rebuilding, but there's no one here. We both know how Urianger enjoys painting pictures with his words, but he did not exaggerate about this place. It's pretty breathtaking. Fine, I'll do it myself. Hello?
I see little sign of recent activity, nor hath any meaningful progress been made with the reconstruction. Mayhap Y'shtola sought shelter elsewhere. Come, let us quit this place.
Alrighty.
Now! Surround them!
Uh-oh.
These senators, they're not like the others.
There's a reason for that. Lower your weapons, please. We mean you no harm.
How is it they can speak? It's a Sin Eater trick. They mean to kill us all.
I don't know how that's going to help, Derman. I mean, it'll introduce some confusion, but it seems like there's plenty of that already. Please, we're not Sin Eaters.
Perhaps they speak the truth.
Oh, for the love of... I had hoped that by accompanying you, we might come to understand one another. But all I have come to understand is that you have a knack for inflaming the natives. You've committed the cardinal sin of boring me. And so I retire to the shade. Good luck.
Okay, maybe don't... Oh, okay.
There! Did you see that one disappear?
I think I preferred La Habrea.
Enough. Runard, report.
Master Matoya! We apprehended them as you ordered, but are you certain these are Sin Eaters?
The intense light of the ether I saw was unmistakable. If not Sin Eaters, then what?
'Tis passing queer that Y'shtola should mistake us for the enemy, is it not? Mayhap it hath been too long since last she beheld the radiance of thine ether. Master Matoya, hath time truly made strangers of us?
Nay, I recognize you, Urianger, Thancred. And this is Minfilia of the First, of whom you spoke before.
Just so. And knowing as thou must that we come in peace, might I prevail upon thee to have thy comrades lower their arms?
First explain this other presence in your company. The one I know not.
I beg your pardon.
There is but one manner of creature in this world whose ether is suffused with such an abundance of light.
Rude.
Mine apologies, Master Matoya, but thou art mistaken. Before thee standeth our dearest comrade, the truest hero among us. Though he is but recently arrived here in the First, not one but 2 Light Wardens have already perished by his most puissant hand.
cannot be.
I missed you too. It's been too long, clearly. Nice to see you too, Master Matoya. You truly thought me a Sin Eater? Come on. I think she would appreciate the wit and light sass. It's been too long, clearly.
Master Matoya?
Lower your weapons. Forgive us this hostile welcome. Come. I would give you a proper introduction to Rak'tika and its people.
I'd like that. Looking good, by the way. Enjoying everyone's new looks. Lots of good new costuming you've all picked for yourselves. You've been busy since arriving in the First, I gather. But I would hear the tale of your travails in more suitable surroundings. With Fort Gone yet to be rebuilt, the Knights Blessed have made their home in a settlement to the northeast. I'll await you at its entrance. Follow the path through yonder gate and you'll find me soon enough. Can do. Glad we got that sorted out. Don't think I'll be letting you live that down for another week at least. So, let's see if we can find this settlement. I do love the trees here. Like, they've done a few forests in 14 thus far. But this one feels like a real step up. Just the kind of more wildness of the tree-shaped trunks. Just the scale and size of it, while it also being just really tangly and thick and overgrown. And I don't know, it's much more interesting woods than a lot of the forests we've seen so far. Like spacious, but still like cramped and blocking out a lot of the sun and sky. This seems to be the spot though. Found it. There you are. I was beginning to worry. Much like the Twelves would, this forest has a way of dealing with those who stray too far from the beaten path. But I digress. Let me show you the home of the Knights Blessed. Please. Love your wall candles. Oh, this is nice. Good little base you've made. To make their home here, and so swiftly, would surely have required no small amount of ingenuity. A most impressive feat, wouldst thou not agree? I would. Have you ever seen such a tree? To think these are only the roots. Finally, a place to rest. Yes, a place to rest and catch up and be recognized.
Slitherbough is the largest of the blessed settlements. They worship no gods, instead revering darkness itself. It is a curious kind of faith, but one which has granted them the strength to persevere in the wake of the flood. I hope you weren't expecting a grand feast by way of welcome. They are simple people.
I'm good. Exarch fed me before I left.
Now, I would hear of your travels away from prying ears. Come. I see. And now you seek the Light Warden of Rak'tika. In the days after I arrived in the First, I too relied upon the Crystal Exarch for guidance. But his penchant for secrecy and the telling of half-truths soon lost him my trust. And thus did I strike out on my own. My work eventually led me here to the forest, which I have come to know like the back of my hand. I cannot say with certainty where your quarry is hiding, but I am confident I can narrow the search.
Well, go on then.
Some few thousand years ago, this forest stood at the heart of the Empire of Ronka. A great many relics of that civilization can still be found to the east in Ixmaya. Or rather, could be found, were the area not fiercely guarded. Ixmaya, you see, is home to a tribe of warriors whose lineage is said to date back to the time of the Empire. Any attempt to enter their territory is met with lethal force. They offer no warnings, and suffer no trespasser to escape. Needless to say, my every attempt to survey the area has been thwarted.
Mayhap the Warden hideth there, full knowing none may approach it for fear of these protectors.
As for the tablet, I find the timing of its discovery suspiciously convenient. If I did not know better, I would think someone was trying to curry favor with me.
Yeah, probably.
Regardless, it will take time to decipher these writings. Yet I would not be at all surprised if they somehow held the key to entering Ixmaya unmolested. The Exarch has a nose for serendipity.
If there is aught I can do to assist thee in unraveling their secrets, thou needst only ask.
Thank you, Urianger. I may well take you up on that offer. While we set to work, might I suggest you take a tour of the city? Should you be in any doubt as to the importance of your role as the Warrior of Darkness, the people here will surely cure you of it.
I must say, Stola, while most of us have struggled to come to terms with our altered circumstances, you seem to have adapted rather well.
Lest you forget, Master Matoya and I dedicated our lives to uncovering the truth which hides at the heart of our world. Though separate, the fate of this reflection is nevertheless bound to that of our home. That I would be daunted by such an invaluable opportunity is absurd. But what of you, Thancred? Could it be that you are still struggling to come to terms with the nature of your young companion?
My struggles are none of your concern. Quite why you would speak thus and in this company, I do not know. Perhaps you left more of yourself back in the source than I assumed. If you'll excuse me.
He understands that I'm not the same. That I'm not her.
Understands, perhaps, but does not accept. The question being whether he ever will. And whether you will, more importantly. As difficult as your circumstances may be, they are yours, not his. 'Tis you and you alone who bears ultimate responsibility for your life. But you need not make any hard choices now. Why not go and get some fresh air, clear your head?
Oh, it is good seeing and hearing from you again. Brusque as ever. I must say, you've taken after your mother figure very well. Really, all this is missing is some self-sweeping brooms and frogs. You seem right at home. You've even borrowed her theme. Okay, let's see. I wish I'd never... Seems like people probably... You're speaking a lot of good truths here. It seems like maybe more of you folks could be speaking that truth in a more sensitive, if not supportive fashion. We'll work on it. When Y'shtola first arrived in the First, she made swift work of the Cabinet of Curiosity. Her thirst yet unsated, she then journeyed hither, seeking the wisdom of Ronka. She found little in the way of welcome from the Blessed, however. 'Twas not until the Great Fire, where she denied the Sin Eaters a feast of ether, that she gained their trust. Since then, I've served as liaison twixt Slitherbow and the Crystarium, that she might be kept abreast of the others' efforts. That makes sense. Ronka, by the way, is a direct Final Fantasy V reference. Like the ruins... Ronka is the name of some old civilization that you can go and you travel through some old ruins and find some old secrets. It's not like a direct one-to-one comparison, but it's not super often that they just directly take a place out of an old Final Fantasy and say, all right, that's in here now. It's no longer directly connected to the lore of 5. It's just we're taking that place, removing it from its context, dropping it into this one, stitching it together into this world and its world building in a way that makes sense here. It's neat. Anyway, let's call it for today. I will see you all next time for some more Final Fantasy XIV. Take care and goodbye!